News Radio KMAN weather.
Right now in Manhattan, some light rain with calm winds and 73 degrees. Still showers and thunderstorms likely before 2 a.m. tonight. Chance of precipitation at 60%. Some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Overnight low of 64. There's a 10% chance of showers carrying over into tomorrow, mainly before 7 a.m. After that, mostly cloudy and a high near 79. Then warming back up on Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 87, and on Sunday, sunny with a high near 93. We got the game up next on News Radio KMAN.
KMAN Daily Weather is presented by Fox Business Systems. How much does downtime cost you and your business? Don't let another second go by. Call Fox Business Systems at 776-1452.
The following is an exclusive presentation of News Radio KMAN, your home for K-State athletics. It's game time. This is The Game on News Radio KMAN.
Cole, we shouldn't be here right now. We should be Kansas City, wearing orange, and partying with the Dutch.
I would fit right in.
You thought Scotland was throwing a party. No Netherlands, no party. They're playing at Arrowhead Stadium tonight. And for those that don't know, the color of the Netherlands is orange. And that orange color is in celebration of King's Day. And if you haven't heard, the most popular holiday in the Netherlands is basically their own version of fake Patty's Day. Except it's not a fake holiday. It's a real holiday. But if you want to talk about a whole country just sitting outside their houses or in somebody's lawn or in the streets drinking booze and hanging out and starting early in the morning, yeah, the Netherlands has their own fake Patty's Day. And they kind of turned, I wouldn't say fake Patty's Day, but they kind of turned it into that main drag there in downtown Kansas City that goes by the T-Mobile Center. In a matter of about 30 minutes, it turned completely orange. And that was basically a pep rally for the Dutch before their matchup later on today.
You know, I think I could fit in. You know, tall. I can just take a couple of letters out of the last name. Maybe just Dutch. I can go by Cole Dutch for the day.
There you go.
With just a U, no E.
You would fit right in.
Perfect. I mean, I'm tall. I mean, a lot of them are blonde hair, blue eyed. I think in the Netherlands, so it would be perfect for me.
Yeah, look it up. The Netherlands are one of the top countries in the world when it comes to average height.
I think they might be number one, low key.
They might be. So. And yes, you're right, blonde.
It is the Netherlands.
It is the Netherlands. There you go.
The average height of actually, this is combined. That's crazy. 5'9", and for the average male, 6 feet tall.
Whoa. I'm the opposite. What's the shortest country in the world? The shortest height on average, what country? Where do I need to go?
East Timor. That is the average height of 5'1".
I don't know where that is.
I want to say Africa, but I'm not entirely. No, it might be. That actually is Asia.
Okay.
That is Asia. Southeastern Asia.
Well, welcome to the game. Mitch Fortner, Cole Dutchendorf. It is Gamey's Day. Over the last 3 days, we've been announcing nominees. We'll find out the winners today of the 7th Annual Gamey Awards coming up in our second hour. We got a full show here today. The Royals played earlier today. Were nearly no hit.
Yeah.
And then it was Carter Jensen who had a 2-run homer to save the day there. The place just booed there in St. Pete. The Royals still lost like 13-2. They had positional players out there pitching. Wasn't great. But what else we can tell you is in 9 days, Wamego once again turns into Boomtown, USA. It's an annual conversation here on the show. Coming up here in roughly about 30 minutes, Neil Ebert and Chris Hoopy from the Pyro Crew of Boomtown, USA, the biggest 4th of July show in the state of Kansas, will be joining us to talk about the fireworks show, to talk about what to expect this 4th of July, because it is America 250, so they have a little something special up their sleeve for this year's fireworks show. Have you been to Wamego for the fireworks show yet?
I have not been.
I'm not a fireworks guy. You know, I've seen it. I've done it. Yet, I don't know how they do it every year, but they just put on an impressive display, synced up with music. It's a whole thing.
I'll tell you what, I went to a Colorado Rockies game on July 4th, like literally a decade ago, and I have never seen the amount of fireworks in one place at one time than I saw in that. It was just straight mortars for like 30 minutes straight. It was insane.
I was at a game in Chicago, down the south side there for the Chicago White Sox on the 4th of July. And leaving that game, it was nighttime, and the whole city was ablaze.
Yeah.
I thought it was the second big fire,
The second Chicago fire?
Yeah. And no, it was just a lot of fireworks going off. They had their own fireworks show. A couple other things I want to mention here. It is the Summer of Culture returning in this first hour. Cole, for the first time in his entire life, watched the movie Remember the Titans. Mm-hmm. Will this be his top-ranked movie? Is it overrated? Is it somewhere in the middle? We're going to find out from Cole later on in this first hour. I wanted to lead off, though, with something we talked about obviously with Derek Young from KSO yesterday. It's certainly light at the end of the tunnel of what 25-26 was. Not exactly a special all-around year for K-State athletics. It was kind of honestly one of the worst that I can remember just when it comes to overall results, with the exception, obviously, of a few teams, a few individuals here and there. But the light at the end of the tunnel is obviously the hires that have been made. Casey Alexander's off to a really good start. Hasn't played a game yet, right? But I certainly got some optimism there for sure. Of course, Colin Klein. He's home. He's the head coach. Probably happened sooner than we all expected, but it's happening. And we're immediately seeing results of what Colin Klein and who he hires is bringing to the table. And Exhibit A is the number 29th ranked recruiting class in the country for 2027. A distant second, yes, but still second in the Big 12. If you want to just start at the national rank number 29, I can't recall a time, at least of recent history, that it's been that good based on the recruiting service rankings, which, it's something. It's not everything, but it is something that we all like to go off of. We love the star ratings. The recruits love the star ratings. 27 players now. 2 Texans were added yesterday. Finn Walker, a great recruiting win for K-State out of Conroe, Texas. 6'7", 260 defensive lineman. He's got the hair of Avery Johnson, but he's like, take Avery and picture him taller and muscular.
And 6'7", 260 is crazy.
Hand in the dirt.
Like, he is huge.
He's got the hair. Yeah, he's a big kid. Big kid. Edge rusher, another edge from Cedar Hill, Texas. Jalen Price also added to this recruiting class. Drone Allen is his teammate. They're both edge rushers from the same high school. They're both planning to come to K-State. So let me get to a couple of notes here about this recruiting class for K-State. So 27 commitments. That was a higher number than I was ever expecting. That's the 5th most recruits for the 27 class of any FBS team so far. 7 players. So we'll go by top 600. So top 600 is really, according to Rivals, you're either a 4-star or you're really close to being a 4-star. Like, you got the numbers that, who knows, maybe in the next evaluation you do somehow grab a 4-star. It can happen. But K-State right now has 7 players in the top 600. I started going back and looking at old recruiting classes and seeing like if we had anything that measured up to that. I couldn't, as far as I went back, I didn't find any class that had 7 players in the top 600. K-State has 3 4-stars right now. And then the other big note here is 10 players from the state of Texas, the Lone Star State. My reaction to that actually is I always kind of feel like the state of Texas has been good for K-State. Now, also keep in mind, I mean, K-State has, added a bunch of coaches, if it's coaches that came with Colin Klein, Christian Ellsworth, Josh Buford, just for an example of coming from Texas A&M to K-State with Colin Klein.
Jordan Peterson.
They're going to have those connections to the state of Texas. They were there for a couple of years. They got really good experience with that particular kind of recruiting with Mike Elko as the head coach. That's a big-time program that's always recruiting at a high level. Got the resources, got the MO to recruit at a high level. They obviously learned a bunch. Jordan Peterson was already a great recruiter before coming to K-State, before going to Texas A&M, and they got the pipelines all over the place as well. I mean, K-State has right now, a pretty deep connection with St. Louis, the Oklahoma areas, Arizona. Feels like the South really just kind of feels like in general that K-State really has a solid touch on. They've added a couple of players out of the state of Louisiana, and a lot of underrated talent down there as well. But I think back of the state of Texas and how good it's been for K-State. My mind always goes back to historic things, right? Like, does this compare to any other year? Honestly, when I think of the state of Texas, I think of not necessarily the best players that came out of Texas necessarily, because you're going to see Texas is one of those states when it comes to recruiting that K-State's going to be adding players, but we're used to the state of Kansas. There's like a top 15 best players. Well, obviously, Texas in the high school ranks is a completely different animal. That is a very rich state when it comes to high school talent. And K-State's adding the 190th best player and the 210th best player and the 168th best player, the 112th best player in the state of Texas. That's some of the class. They're still getting top 100 players out of Texas as well. Really, it's kind of cut in half, I would say, out of those 10 guys. But K-State over the years, going back from the 90s up to where we are right now, over the years with Coach Snyder, Chris Kleiman, that over those years that the Wildcats have found, maybe you could compare some guys to a diamond in the rough. Some guys were just totally overlooked, under-recruited, and K-State has made them into starting players, really serviceable players, and including all-time greats. I started jotting down some names earlier today just of who kind of reminded me of players that were not the highest recruits in any rankings. They were, mid 3 stars at best. A lot of schools in the state of Texas weren't giving them a whole lot of attention. Some of these guys did have that attention. Some of those guys definitely not have that attention. But what I'm getting at here is they were not the highest ranked kids out of Texas. And let me just start running down some names that I wrote down earlier today. If I was to go back, to the early mid-2000s, Leon Patton was overlooked. Deion Murphy turned out to be a really solid wide receiver. Raphael Guidry on the line there. Matthew McCrane, one of the best kickers in program history, was not even a top 2,000 player in the country. Going back to the D-line, how about Bronson Massey? How about Malik Knowles? Offensive lineman, Malik Knowles, wide receiver. Offensive lineman in this more recent history, you got Christian Duffy, you got KT Leviston. John Hubert was, I thought, overlooked or underappreciated on the recruiting trail. Not from Texas, but pretty close to the state of Texas. I still thought this was a big steal when it happened. Turned out to be an incredible player, Tremaine Thompson. And then, of course, #myboy. You want to talk about under-recruited. Wasn't taken seriously enough. The state of Texas in general wasn't showing this kid a lot of love, and K-State took a chance on him. Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is one of the all-time greats at K-State. And shout out to those that saw it day one, because he was he wasn't in the rough, I would say, when he got here to K-State. That was a kid that he was ready to take snaps game one, and he did. Game one against Arkansas State. A lot of challenges still lie ahead for K-State football in this 2027 class because they have loaded up. They got 27 guys. Now, I do think this class, even though you don't have a 5-star, you got a handful of 4 stars and things like that. Look, there's a number of guys on this class that K-State's still going to have to really fight for, even though they're already committed. First of all, somebody we haven't really talked about, because the class is technically at 27, But remember what Drew Galloway said a couple of weeks ago. K-State actually has an offensive tackle from the JUCO ranks, that is the number one prospect at the JUCO ranks, is going to play next year at the JUCO level, and then he's going to come to K-State in Jack Claiborne from Madison, Wisconsin. There's going to be a lot of teams coming after him. K-State's going to still have to fight for him. There's a lot of guys on this class that really do have a very impressive list of offers. K-State was able to get that commitment before their senior season starts. They come on visits. K-State has really embraced the family business motto. The coaches have done a really good job to live up to that so far. They're proving that to these recruits, making them feel at home. They're showing them what they want to see. They're telling them what they want to hear. And that's all great. A lot of these schools are going to still want to see what these kids start doing in their senior seasons. And does that mean the SEC comes in and tries to steal some of your recruits? Schools out of the state of Texas, do they start to gain more interest in some of these players that are already committed to K-State? There's going to be a lot of other schools still hunting for a lot of these guys based on needs, based on improvements, that K-State's going to have to try to fight these teams off. K-State's already lost a couple of commits to flips, and they're still at 27 right now. I think it's fair to say, though, K-State has done a great job of enhancing its way of recruiting, the reputation around where they're really recruiting and going hard. State of Texas, obviously, is that one right now. They have the family motto. The recruits have seen that. It's just a different animal right now. K-State has a young staff. Remember, and I still think Colin Klein is still going to be so compared to Bill Snyder because he played for Bill Snyder. But he's not Bill Snyder. This is a young staff. This is a staff that's ready to take on the differences we have now in college football compared to 5-10 years ago. They're taking it head on, and they're showing that they're ready to do this. And I think we're seeing that in this recruiting class. I mean, 27 class feels like it's going to be a wonky year because of the eligibility rules changing. K-State's saying, come on in, guys. We're loading up right now on depth. We're building for the depth of the future. It's going to be hard for guys to get on the field in the future, but there's plenty of talent that could, no doubt about it. Diamonds in the rough, you absolutely bet your bottom dollar that there's some on this recruiting class. But what we're basically saying is K-State's doing a really good job right now. Colin Klein and his staff are doing a really, really good job right now, to the point where it's honestly, I'm just seeing things I've just never seen before, or I haven't seen in a really long time. The national media is covering this. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen individual players get that attention, that national attention. But I've probably seen, it's probably on average, I'm seeing something once every week or 2 weeks about K-State football's work on the recruiting trail by national writers. And I don't think I've ever seen that before. That, to me, is one of the biggest tells that K-State's work on the recruiting trail and what they've been able to do so far is just another level. And what's even going to be fun is how many of these commits does K-State keep for this 27 class, and how does that continue to build for classes moving on? Because obviously, if you want to achieve goals these days, you got to do it at a high level.
And one thing on retaining the players that you've already received commitments from, one benefit of basically having your entire class wrapped up by we're sitting here and it's June 25th is now you can pour all of your time, your effort, and your resources into making sure those guys do stay. And, you know, you're not trying to continue scouting talent in the class of 2027. You found those guys, you've done the work, you put in the legwork, and now you have the next couple of months to really zero in on keeping the guys that you already have received commitments from and trying to, you know, make sure that you're staying in contact with them and communicating with them every single day and making sure that they're not going to be hearing things from other colleges and wanting to maybe have those eyes pointed elsewhere and keep them focused on the main goal and locking this class in at 27 when we get to, you know, first week of December or whenever signing day is this year.
Let's take a break. When we come back, it is the Summer of Culture. Cole, for the first time in his life, watched Remember the Titans It's a movie I haven't watched in a long time. But we'll get that review when we come back. You're listening to The Game.
Celebrate America 250 on July 4th as Wamego, Kansas becomes Boomtown, USA. Home of the fireworks display awarded Best Small Town Event in the state of Kansas. Spend the whole day in Wamego at the car show, carnival, parade, and live pre- and post-fireworks show concerts. Then at 10, Boomtown ignites the sky with the amazing pyro-musical experience that is the Wamego Fireworks Show. With the All-American soundtrack simulcast on B1047. For a list of July 4th events and visitors guide, log on to visitwamego.com. There's no place like Wamego on July 4th. Celebrate Freedom in Wamego is brought to you in part by Shortstop, Wamego Health Center, and Spirits of 76.
Attention homeowners! Are you looking to enhance the curb appeal and protect your home? Buck Roofing Company has been serving Kansas for almost 20 years. They are the go-to experts in premium siding solutions with new LP siding or James Harding options. Your home will stand out while being protected against the elements. Call their office for a free, no-obligation estimate today, 785-230-9379. Buck Roofing, where quality and professionalism come first.
Join the original influencers, influencing for over 60 years, and discover how you can turn your passion for media and sales into a rewarding career. Manhattan Broadcasting is looking for creative, hardworking individuals who have a passion for helping businesses grow through traditional and digital marketing platforms. Qualified candidates should be creative, great at building relationships, and most of all, success-driven. Apply now with the top-rated media company, Manhattan Broadcasting. Send your resume to jobs@manhattanbroadcasting.com. Our client's success is your success.
Caregiving can be incredibly demanding, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Let Leonardville Nursing Home provide you and your loved one with Senior Day services, available Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 with prior arrangements. Run your errands, go to work or appointments while we provide compassionate care for your senior. Our trained, caring staff provides nutritious meals, social activities, and a safe, supporting environment. Contact Leonardville Nursing Home for Senior Day services, an invaluable solution for both caregivers and seniors.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. At the World Cup, halftime in the final games of Group E, Germany scored in the second minute, but moments later allowed a ninth-minute goal by Nilson Angulo of Ecuador. Ecuador's first goal of the World Cup, finally. At halftime, Germany won and Ecuador won. Ivory Coast took the lead in the 7th minute over Curaçao. Nicolas Pepe the goal. 1-0 Ivory Coast on top at the half. If results hold, Ivory Coast is moving on to the knockout round for the first time in their nation's history. Tonight, Group F, Japan versus Sweden and Tunisia versus Netherlands, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight in Group D, 10 p.m. Eastern, USA versus Turkey, Paraguay versus Australia. Americans already have won Group D. I'm Phil Constantino, Westwood One Sports.
O'Reilly. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with our limited edition O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner while supplies last at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 2 cans for $8. Our professional parts people can recommend all the parts and supplies you need for your brake job. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I'm Cole Betchendorf with the Game Sports Update, brought to you by Bottle Cap Sports Bar. Former Kansas State guard Nate Johnson quickly found an NBA opportunity after going undrafted Wednesday night, agreeing to an Exhibit 10 contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder. An Exhibit 10 contract is a 1-year, non-guaranteed NBA deal that includes a training camp invitation while allowing a team to retain a player's G League rights if he is waived. Johnson started all 32 games in his lone season at K-State in 2025-26, averaging 12.8 points, 4.9 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2.2 steals per game while shooting 44.7% from the field and 40.8% from three-point range. K-State football received its 27th commitment last night, landing yet another player from the state of Texas as 3-star defensive end Jalen Price announced his pledge. The Cedar Hill native, whose teammate Jerron Allen is also in K-State's class of 2027, committed to K-State over Baylor, Oklahoma, and 8 other schools. He's ranked as the 101st best player from Texas by Rivals. K-State's class ranks 29th in the country and 2nd in the Big 12. And the Royals lost both last night and earlier this afternoon to the Tampa Bay Rays, splitting the series 2-2. They'll be back in action tomorrow with the White Sox. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 6 on News Radio KMAN.
Oh yeah, this song has never been in a movie before. We are continuing the summer of culture here on the Game News Radio KMAN. Cole has watched 6 sports movies so far. And Cole, let's remind everybody right now about the 7th movie you are about to review.
You smiling. Why are you smiling?
Football's fun.
You think football is fun?
Yes, no.
No?
Certainly, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by now.
No, it's not fun anymore, not even a little bit.
Zero fun, sir.
All right.
Coach Boone's school board made the decision to put you on my staff. I did not hire you.
Well, I came up here to coach you. I didn't ask to be assigned to your staff, so I guess we're both in a situation we don't want to be in.
Why? If they keep on playing like that, we'll lose every game.
But I can guarantee you this, Coach. I come to win. We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. Get up, boy, get up, get up, get up.
We're still weak on the left side.
We're not weak on the left side.
It's not the problem.
What is the problem?
I don't need you up on my face all the time.
I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other. I want you to tell me something about one of your teammates.
I'm rooming with Blue, sir. He wears those leopard-spotted underwears, bikini style, sir.
Okay, maybe somebody who's not your roommate. Each one of you will spend time every day with a different teammate.
Does the term cruel and unusual punishment mean anything to you?
If you lose a game, they'll fire you. One game, just like that.
Brother, don't you know me? And your mama went out on the town last night. What did you say? What happened to you?
Man, I just gave your mama a piggyback ride and she weighs twice as much as I do.
What's going on?
We wanted to let you know we was going to warm up a little different tonight.
We are the Titans, mighty Titans.
Let these people know who's gonna win state, right?
Right.
Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods.
We're going to change the way we run.
They ruled their universe with absolute power.
We're going to change the way we block.
On that football field out there tonight, that's our universe.
We're going to change the way we win.
We don't let anything, nothing, come between us.
We are team.
Remember the Titans released September 23rd of the year 2000, got a 7.8 out of IMDb, 72% from Rotten Tomatoes, starring Denzel Washington, Ryan Hurst, Ryan Gosling, Wood Harris, Ethan Suplee, and Will Patton. All right, Cole, so you just watched it for the first time in your life. Give us a quick recap of the movie's plot, based on a true story.
So it's set in 1971 in Virginia, Alexandria, and there is an all-white school that school board is being forced by, I don't know if it's just the U.S. or the Virginia government, whatever it is, being forced to integrate with an all-black school that's also in Alexandria. This included Coach Herman Boone, which is Denzel, who originally was coaching in North Carolina, won a couple of state championships over there, but came down, was going to just be part of the coaching staff, was going to be like the defensive coordinator or whatever, and then come to find out, basically the school board, because of there continues to be some race relation and tension problems in Alexandria, they just make Boone the head coach. It's kind of, will the other guy stick around? Will he not? Will Coach Yo stick around? He ends up doing that. The movie's kind of going over the growth of the team and learning to put their differences aside and managing, again, just the race relations, not only of the team and of the school, but really of the town as a whole as well.
Character-wise, did you have any favorites, any least favorites?
There were a ton of really good ones and a ton of some not so good ones as well. My favorite bond of the entire movie is Jerry and Julius, or Gary and Julius. They start as they are not big fans of each other in the very beginning. And really, Gary's pretty unlikable in the beginning of the movie. He's
and who are they? Who are these two characters?
These are two of the players on the team. Gary is white, Julius is black. And Gary starts out not a fan of the school integrating or having black players on the team now. Julius not a fan of having to do it either. But once they kind of have a come-to-Jesus meeting at one point when they're at this camp in Gettysburg, they start a bromance that continues over the course of the entire movie, and it's them rallying the team together at times as well. So just that entire relationship is one of my favorites, and those two were fantastic. And also Cheryl, which is Coach Yost's daughter. She's living and breathing football. She's getting on the players for missing their assignments. She's breaking down film with Coach Boone. She's yelling at everyone from the sideline. She was the comedic relief of the movie for sure.
All right, so you understand the film. It's not so much it's about football, yes, but it is about the innocent segregation, schools coming together, even though it feels like 1971 was a little late for that, but different state, I suppose. Favorite quotes?
A lot of these aren't like the funny quotes or whatever, but this one was just, again, with the relationship of Gary and Julius. This is after Gary has gotten into a car wreck. He is paralyzed from the waist down. He's in the hospital, and Julius is walking into the room, and the nurse says, hey, there's only Ken is allowed inside. And Gary, sitting on the hospital bed, says, Alice, aren't you blind? Don't you see the family resemblance? That's my brother. So it's just kind of showing you how the relationship has progressed over the course of the movie.
Well, I got to think one of the biggest quotes from the movie is actually the song that We Are the Titans. I want to say there was like something else that was like a really big, like it's always quoted, only the strong survive, or something like that. That might have been from the...
There were a lot of motivational speeches and quotes from this one as well. I mean, Coach Boone trying to light a fire under the team's butt at different points of the movie. There were a lot of good, solid ones, but it's definitely different than the last ones where it's, the comedic relief is prevalent throughout the movie.
Do you have a favorite scene, a pivotal scene, a moving scene? Anything that stands out?
The one that stands out the most to me is when everyone from the team is at camp. They wake up at 3 a.m. to go on a run in the woods, and they end up at the Civil War battle site in Gettysburg. And this is the Coach Norman, or the Coach Boone monologue where he's talking about 50,000 men died here for not a situation unlike what we're going through, where it's basically the white people hate the black people and vice versa. And so basically saying, we saw what happened when it played out this way, we need to figure this out. And then the next couple of scenes are the team coming together and realizing that, and I think the line from Coach Boone is, you don't have to like each other, but you must respect each other. And that's what they start to do. And then they start liking each other too. So it's a great moment of growth for everyone to come together and become a team.
Well, you played a little bit of the soundtrack. Was there much of a soundtrack? I don't remember.
I think it was really solid. There were, a lot of it was some of the players themselves singing some of the songs. Ain't No Mountain High Enough would have been an example of one of those. But I thought it was solid. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't bad either. They played the right music at the right times. It was kind of just your average run-of-the-mill soundtrack for the most part, I think is fair to say.
Well, let's get down to the nitty-gritty then here as we review, as Cole watched Remember the Titans for the first time. Just overall thoughts on the movie. Did you like it? What'd you think?
I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Again, the camaraderie that is developed from the team throughout the course of the movie. Some of the bad apples are weeded out. That was the least favorite character was Ray Buds. He's one of the white guys on the team who was very openly against having to be on a team with black people, and he's continuing to make this a thing over the course of the entire movie. At one point, he misses a block on purpose. That's when the quarterback gets injured, and then Gary comes over and says, hey, you're off the team, straight up. You're not going to be playing anymore. So I thought there was some great moments over the course of the movie. I thought it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Also, the football itself was not bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but there were some kind of vicious hits over the course of the movie. In the regional championship, in the beginning, the refs have been told to throw this game basically against the Titans because Coach Boone is an African-American. Because they have African-American players on the team, they have been directed to call a bunch of flags. It's like 3 straight plays, and then after that, Coach Yost goes over to him and says, hey, I know what you're doing. I know you've basically been told to pay this game off, call it clean. After that, there was a couple of plays that probably should have been penalties on the Titans, some clotheslines, maybe some extracurricular activities on the sideline, but I thought the actual football itself was pretty solid too.
I don't have a ton of like fun facts, but one of them that you touched on there was actually, so the actors and extras in the movie, they actually all underwent football training.
Really?
Because the producers, director, they wanted an authentic presentation of the action on the field. And I agree with you. That is one of the best movies, one of the best sports movies with actually decent, like you could tell, like there's play on the field.
They were running the heck out of that triple option, man.
Yes, they were. It was better than typical movies.
It was really solid.
And it's hard to do with football.
Yeah, there's so many moving parts.
Yeah, that's why in football movies, there's not like wide shots of the play. It's always close-ups on the players with the football or the tackler coming in.
No all 22 film.
Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to film, and I get that. By the way, one other thing you didn't mention is Ryan Gosling's character is Sunshine.
Well, no, he's not Sunshine. The other one is the quarterback is Sunshine.
That's not Ryan Gosling?
I don't think so. No, Ryan Gosling he's like the linebacker who goes in because
he's the one that
he's the one who blows he blows it in the championship game.
You're
and
right.
It says, "Coach, I suck. Put the other guy in."
That's right. Yes, I got him. Got him.
Sunshine he's a beast too, though. He had a cannon.
Like I admitted earlier, I haven't seen him Remember the Titans in a long time. All right, give us a rating. Your highest rate. This is definitely the most serious movie you've probably watched. Hardball is an 8.2. Your worst movie so far, Ladybug's at a 3.7.
This is my favorite one so far by a good amount. I give it a 9.4.
Wow.
Really enjoyed it.
To be honest with you, 9.4, obviously, I think a lot of people would agree with you with that to be the best movie so far. It's personally not one of my favorite sports movies. I think I enjoy sports movies more when they are a bit of they're comedy.
Right.
Or
that makes sense.
They're not as serious. But that has a lot of historical references. Mm-hmm. It's based on a true story. For the most part, it really happened. This whole story really happened. There's just changes into the movie. And another example as well is like Friday Night Lights. I like the movie, but it's so inaccurate to what actually happened. It just kind of ruins it for you. Like the final game, like the state championship game in Friday Night Lights is so off from what actually happened. Wasn't played in Dallas Stadium. It was played in the rain. It was a low-scoring game, really boring. Didn't come down to that final play at the goal line. Things like that. So, all right, remember the Titans, a 9.4. It's the best movie you've seen so far.
I just love Denzel, man. He's a beast.
He's
the GOAT.
Honestly, really haven't even talked about him, but yes, it goes without saying how good of an actor he is. We'll take a break. We'll draw for your next Summer of Culture movie tomorrow. Mike Marsh coming in tomorrow. We got the Gamies coming up at 5 o'clock. But before we get out of here for hour number 1, we got the Pyro Crew from Boomtown, USA coming in next here on KMAN. Whether it's game day or a night out with great live music, Bottle Cap Sports Bar delivers the atmosphere you're looking for. It's Manhattan's go-to spot for catching every Wildcats or Chiefs game and enjoying live music that plays the songs you actually know. Come early for a good seat, great music, and cold drinks served up right. Stay in the loop. Check out their Facebook page for the full schedule of events. Bottle Caps, where the music's live, the game's always on, and the vibe is just right.
Bottle Cap Sports Bar located on West Anderson across from Dairy Queen.
K-State fans, are you ready for the rush of game day in the Bill?
I think it'll be when we run out in a full Bill Snyder Family Stadium with a full student section.
Football single game tickets and mini plans are on sale now, and you could be here for plays like this.
Avery with the two-step drop, looking, throwing, has his man, touchdown!
Visit KStateSports.com or call 1-800-221-CATS to stripe out the home opener. See the Sunflower Showdown and more this year. Go Cats!
Your dream home starts with the right builder. DNR Construction, locally owned since 1963, specializes in new home construction built around your lifestyle, your family, and your future. From the first blueprint to the final walkthrough, DNR Construction delivers quality craftsmanship, clear communication, and attention to every detail. And if your current home needs a fresh new look, they also offer expert remodeling and renovation services. New homes, remodels, trusted local service. Call DNR Construction in Manhattan today and start building your future from the ground up.
American Family Insurance.
Business owners, when was the last time you reviewed your insurance? One incident could reveal a costly gap that could impact your income, equipment, or operations. At Wild & Associates LLC with American Family Insurance, we'll review your coverage and help make sure it still fits what you do today, not what you did years ago. Call to schedule a business insurance review. Don't put it off. This is Rob Wild, agency owner, Wild & Associates LLC.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company.
Coming up on Saturday, July 4th, Boomtown, USA, and it's the 250th birthday of the United States of America. Always a special occasion, always a great time, and we are now pleased to be joined in studio by a couple of members of the Pyro crew, Neil Ebert and Chris Hoopy, joining us in studio. Guys, really appreciate you coming in. I'm sure when you get to a couple of weeks, like T-minus a couple of weeks, it probably start to get a little bit antsy for the 4th to come around once again.
Very much so. You're just locked in on kind of an operational timeline, and you're just checking things off, going toward liftoff, like shooting off the rocket or something like that.
How long do you guys, like every year when you're approaching the 4th, do you guys feel like you're ready to rock and roll? Do you get that feeling a couple weeks out, or is it not until, an hour or two prior when you're ready to go, actually?
Yeah, no, I don't think we feel 100% ready, but like he said, we have a timeline that we're working. A couple days out, I will start to get a little better feeling of, hey, we're ready. But it's a year-long process.
Yeah, and we position, so we're following that timeline, and we're locked in and ready to go. But at this stage of the game, you start looking at variables that you don't control. And when you're doing an outdoor display, some of those things start to come in, and you're working on contingencies and how do you deliver that show in a variety of conditions. So those are the things that start to cloud it up a little bit, no pun intended. But as far as the show being locked in, we start back before spring break with the actual production. And at this point, we've ran this show back and forth a lot of times. So we're feeling pretty locked in.
Yeah, how far back does Wamego becoming Boomtown have the largest fireworks show in Kansas? How far back does that go?
Well, so the Pyro Crew started in 2000, and Chris and some guys put that together as a volunteer organization, and then it just continued to grow, and Chris sourced a company that called Cobra Firing Systems, and they kind of beta tested with Chris, and so we became a huge test site for their electronics, and that really started the trajectory towards being able to do so much stuff. And it just continued to grow, and as the community was more giving, it allowed us to do more and more amazing things.
Yeah, to continue to grow for sure. I've been to, I think, 5 in a row now, and I love the addition of the band playing before and after the fireworks. I think that's great. It feels like there's more and more people coming to this show every single year. How many do you have now on the Pyro Crew? Is that also a group that continues to grow?
There's a number. It's about 40 right now. Wow. That are trained and engaged in that process to be able to set the show and then have it ready to execute safely. It's a pretty big undertaking when you think about a 5-acre shooting site. That's over 200,000 square feet of area that we're covering with 135 launch positions within that site. It's a lot of ground to cover, and it takes many specialized teams working very meticulously to get that show set so it functions the way it is designed.
And this is, we're talking about, Wamego really gears up for this as a town. Feels like a week or two prior as well, including with just the festivities going on. You got the carnival that's starting on June 28th, and then the 4th of July has a ton of events as well. Anything you guys in particular look forward to every 4th of July, maybe outside of the Pyro? Do you get time to do anything?
No, is the answer.
No. For us, it's all about 10 o'clock on the 4th.
Yeah.
And getting to that spot successfully.
The neat thing, I think, that I really enjoy is the way that people come together.
Yeah.
To produce this, from all types of levels, whether it's parking cars, helping guests, helping at the parade route. Just people come together around this cause to create a great celebration where the masses can come and enjoy, and families get together and people share and create memories. And that's seeing that swell of just us as human beings and humanity just working and doing good for others. That's the really rewarding piece that I think a lot of us take from this.
Okay, so mentioned there in the open there, this 4th of July is a very special one, the 250th anniversary of America. When you hear that, somebody brings it up for the first time, does that create a pivot or maybe a different mindset when it comes to this year's show? Or is it pretty much just as when it comes to getting ready for this, just the same motions? You guys know what you're doing. You're ready to put this show together. But I guess the question is, did you guys want to take it a step further because of the 250th anniversary?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's on Saturday night, and it's the 250th birthday. We've had this one circled for a while. So totally revamped soundtrack. We've had some songs we've kind of been keeping in our pocket for this one. The same thing, we've actually begun, we went last year and this year to kind of an international fireworks thing that there's people from all over the world. We've hooked up with some new suppliers that we haven't had access to, so we've got new effects. New songs and we've got some amazing stuff planned. From the actual shooting side, the technical parts pretty much remain the same. Our guys are all PGI certified, or almost all, which is the governing body. So even though they're volunteers, they're still professionals. And so from that side, they can shoot whatever we put in front of them.
And I think to Neil's point, for 2 years, we've had ideas generated of things that we wanted to bring to the people, and we've held them, and we've held them for this Saturday event. So there are some things that have been in development, and it's been hard to hold those in. And it's time for them to come out. So it's going to be exciting to showcase those. I think people that are longtime veterans of this are going to walk away this year and be very clear on some things they saw that they've never seen before, and that's just going to heighten the overall fun for everyone.
So fair to say this is maybe the most antsy or the most anticipated show you guys feel like you guys have put on so far?
We're super excited.
Excited would be my word too.
Yeah.
Not antsy. I'm not. We're ready.
Yeah, a lot of testing, a lot of training goes in behind this to make sure it works, and that's the thing. I mean, we're excited every year with what we present, but this year with multiple years of holding things back and waiting to unveil it. Exciting. Yeah. Ready to go, ready to rock, ready to deliver a fantastic product.
How does it work? How do you guys actually set off the fireworks? How does it, I'm sure you're not lighting a punk with a cigarette lighter and lighting fuses or anything. How exactly does that work?
Well, so as Chris mentioned, we've got a ton of different sites. We couldn't have someone at each one of those. So most of our show is electronically fired because you can't put on a pyro musical to all of the music beats without having it computerized and electronically fired. But we have so many volunteers, and we like to keep the human element in some of this. So we do still have, I don't know, I think it's about 500 shells that are still hand fired, and with that we actually use a road flare, so it's kind of like a super punk, and so we still have guys down there. They're actually highly coordinated also. Here's kind of like a little insider thing. So if you're ever down there, you can watch the scoreboards at the sports complex. You'll see the home score going up during the show, like the home team scoring runs. That's keeping our hand fire shooters on task. They have cues that they're hitting based on those. So, it's one of those things they're able to basically be part of the pyro musical with their hand-fired shells.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And then this year has 2,631 electrically triggered events. They'll occur in the 30-minute show. So if you think about that, averaging that out, that's a little over 80 events a minute. Now, not every minute has 80 events, but as you know, there's a section of that show where we take you up high on the roller coaster, and then we drop you down, and then we do a corkscrew, and we spin upside down, and at the end, we're really ripping. And that's where those event triggers come in. And to Neil's point, yeah, it's a delicate dance to hand fire and coordinate with a soundtrack. And thanks to those scoreboards and some internal methods we've come up with, we can tie it all together with a very qualified crew that's in there doing the lighting.
Also need to point out that for those looking to come to Boomtown for the fireworks show this year, if you're looking for shuttle parking, Wamego Football Stadium will have shuttle parking. The middle school there in Wamego will have shuttle parking. You know, as I mentioned, I've been there, I believe, 5 years in a row, and I live in Wamego now, so I can just walk down. It's very simple for me, but maybe it's a mistake on my part that I don't really get there until maybe 30 minutes before the show starts. There's already thousands of people there. Thinking about getting there early, maybe for a better spot. Do you think, is there anywhere in the ball fields surrounding where the fireworks are shot off, is there a sweet spot? Is there a best seat in the house that I should try to grab before anybody else gets there and park and listen to the great band that's going to be playing, the 1st Infantry Division rock band that's going to be playing before and after the fireworks?
Yeah, what a fantastic group that we have, and just fortunate to have that group because that is America right there. But to your point, if you're in the sound field from that stage out on the soccer fields where you can hear that sound stage clearly, then you're going to get the music, and that's a great view. That's technically the front of the show. The show can be viewed 360 degrees. We're shooting in symmetry across all 4 fields, but we design it with a front side, and the front side is that east side or those fields. So anywhere out there is a fantastic place to view, and you get the benefit of getting the soundtrack broadcast to you. Which, by the way, comes off B1047 right here with the family of stations, and really an important piece. Wherever you set, I mean, there's 40 acres of line-of-sight viewing around the area, but, having an FM signal, whether it's through your car radio, through a old-fashioned boombox or in-ear radio, which is great, or even those headphones they have out today that have built-in radio, having that soundtrack is the sweet spot with this show because it will align and take you on a very different journey. I like to say we don't watch a movie and turn off the sound. And in this firework display, the music is truly a foundational element, and it enhances the journey that you'll experience.
Very cool stuff. Before I let you guys go, been a resident of Wamego for about a year. As I understand, you guys actually lost a member of the pyro crew here very recently. I know him as Jason. He got sick. As far as I understand as well, you guys put on a private fireworks show for him last year because he wasn't able to make it out to the fireworks show last year. But I just wanted to open this up. And is there anything you want to share about Jason? I never actually got to meet him, but through my girlfriend Lindsay, I've heard a lot about him.
I wish you could have met him because Jason is a fantastic human being. Jason Moore embodies a lot of the qualities that all of us aspire to achieve, and he's a man of incredible faith. Through his battle with the disease he faced, he showed incredible courage and grace and just demonstrated how to approach each day with gratitude and thankfulness, something I don't think I could have done had I been in his shoes. But all of us who've had the chance to know him and work with him, he was meticulous. He cared a great deal about this show, among many other things. He always brought back feedback. Jason worked with the fronts in the show, which is rapid-fire, multi-replicating sites, and he would bring back a lot of ideas each year to make this show better. But Jason, an incredible human being, has 3 fantastic sons that he and his wife, Rochelle, have raised, and just been a blessing to have known him and had him be a part of our lives.
All right, gentlemen, as always, I appreciate it. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up? Anything we didn't get to that you want to share with everybody listening right now?
Visit Wamego.com is where you go to get event information, the event guide. Get there early, enjoy the day, be kind to one another, and let's have an incredible celebration of America.
Neil and Chris, always appreciate you guys coming in, talking Boomtown with us. Good luck on the 4th of July, coming up on a week from Saturday. And thank you to you and the Pyro crew for all you guys do for Boomtown USA. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
for having us.
Presented by Chick-fil-A and Community First National Bank. America 250. Happy birthday, America, where freedom is written, protected, and lived every day.
The Declaration of Independence was not only a declaration, it was an explanation. It listed 27 grievances against King George III. taxation without representation, dissolving colonial legislators, maintaining standing armies without consent, interfering with colonial self-government. These compliments documented years of frustration and broken trust. They showed the world that independence was not only declared lightly, but after repeated attempts at reconciliation, failed. It was a formal justification for revolution grounded in reason and principle. America 250, a nation born not in impulse, but in conviction.
Brought to you by Chick-fil-A, Community First National Bank, Faith Furniture, Rothwell Landscape, Visit Manhattan, the Museum of Art and Light, and Manhattan Broadcasting.
Hey Manhattan, we're the folks who own Manhattan Ford, and yeah, we're new in town.
So if we wave at you in traffic, we ain't flirting, we're just being polite.
But listen, if you're looking for a good pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, we've got a whole lot of them, not to mention all the new rides in stock.
Clean, reliable, and not one of them smells like old fast food and regret.
And if your ride starts acting funny, squeaking, shaking, or that dash is lit up like a Christmas tree,
our service department's ready for oil changes, tires, and repairs.
Manhattan Ford on Highway 24.
Come see us, we'll treat you right.
Manhattan Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer. In order to widely publicize our job opportunities and outreach programs and organizations that regularly distribute information to job seekers or refers candidates to employers, please contact us about our employment contact list to receive the most current information about station vacancies. For more information or to be added to the list, please contact Manhattan Broadcasting Company at 785-776-1350. Visit us at 2414 Casement Road in Manhattan, Kansas, or email frontdesk at 1350kman.com.
Manhattan's first for news, sports, weather, and talk since 1950. This is News Radio KMAN, Manhattan.
Off the coast of Oman.
News Radio KMAN weather.
Right now in Manhattan, overcast skies, 75 degrees, and a slight wind out of the northeast at around 5 miles an hour. Still showers and thunderstorms possible this afternoon and overnight. 60% chance overnight. Some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy with a low around 64. 10% chance of carryover showers before 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. After that, mostly cloudy with a high near 79. Then tomorrow night, 20% chance of rain over the weekend. Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 87. Sunday, sunny with a high near 93.
K-Man Daily Weather is presented by Fox Business Systems. How much does downtime cost you and your business? Don't let another second go by. Call Fox Business Systems at 776-1452. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's time for the 7th Annual Gamey Awards on News Radio KMAN, presented by Bottle Cap Sports Bar. Speaking of that, we do have an impromptu award to hand out. And I just found out about this now from the producers, Cole, so hang with me here a little bit.
Okay.
We do have a 13th award. There was no vote. They just decided to name a winner here. The first award of the night is Best at Trivia.
And it does not go to me. I'll tell you that much.
And the winner is my team, Eva Kniva. Let's give it up for Eva Kniva. Yeah, there it is. Big win. That's our team name, named after Lindsay's daughter, and then Evil Knievel.
Because why not, right?
What's your team name again?
Purebred Corgis. Just a fan of corgis and panicked, kind of, on the spot.
Well, that's not bad. That's all right.
Just like corgis,
it's
basically.
Better if you were winning.
Correct. Purebred corgis would hit so much better if it was, not 9th place purebred corgis with 4 points after the first 3 rounds. It'd be so much better if it was at the very end of the round. Then we could laugh at everyone, but instead we are the ones being laughed at.
We actually we took 3rd place yesterday. Always get a little upset because we get 3rd, but the teams that are getting 1st and 2nd are like the previous trivia. We got 2nd. My team got 2nd, but the teams that are beating us has like 7 or 8 people. That's a ridiculous size for a trivia team. 4 at the most.
That was our group last night. A solid 4.
By the way, speaking of bottle caps, this just in. This is really cool here. So, Bottle Caps has been one of the hot spots here in town for live music. There's a country music artist by the name of Jaden Schumacher out of Nashville. He has gone from Nashville. He played at Country Stampede last night. And now, I think did Country Stampede start last night? Anyway,
I'm not sure.
It was a part of Country Stampede. Played there last night in Kansas City. And now he's going to actually be in an hour and a half. He's playing at Bottle Cap Sports Bar. Jaden Schumacher is doing a pop-up acoustic show before he heads on and continues to play country music throughout the country. He'll be at Bottle Caps. His performance tonight starts at 6:30. So you want to go see this kid perform live. He's going to perform originals and country classics on the acoustic guitar. That'll be from 6:30 to 8:30 at Bottle Caps here in town.
Electricity.
All right, we ready to go? We're ready to start handing out some awards.
Let's do it.
It is our 7th Annual Gamey Awards. We have 12 more awards to hand out, which I think that was my first award. It's Lindsay's first award, or Kid's first award, because who's a part of the team.
I'll have to work on the trivia game for next year, so I can maybe win one.
Well, as we always do, the gaming start with a particular award, and that is Best New Artist. The nominees are Matthew Driscoll, the United States men's national soccer team, because they're now good at soccer apparently, and the ASB Glass 4 that we saw at the Big 12 tournament. And now, the winner for the 7th Annual Gamey Awards Best New Artist goes to the United States men's national soccer team. They are good at soccer. Wow, what a win for the United States. What a win for America. It's America's first Gamey Award win.
A deserved award. Again, I've talked about, not the biggest soccer guy over the course of my life, but as a fan who has watched every single match that they have played over the past 2 weeks, it's been a treat.
They play tonight.
They do.
They got Turkey. They've already won the group stage. They can't lose anything here. Now, the U.S. has never won 3 matches at a single World Cup. So, by the way, and as you can imagine, they already know that their round of 32 matchup as I guess, technically a 1 seed, right? They'll play either one of the 3s they get in or a 2. I believe it's going to be a 3, though. And they'll play on July 1st. There were rumors going around, and I had even seen this reported. I don't know where this started, but I'm sure some of you have heard this rumor that there was a chance that the U.S. could play England on the 4th in Philadelphia. That was crazy. Yeah. There is nothing remotely close because it wasn't possible for that match to happen. It was impossible for that match to happen.
Would have been cinema if it could, though. I mean, I would be sat.
Oh, I mean, that would be incredible.
And honestly, which would be worse for England? So let's say the U.S. would have won that match. Would it have been the Revolutionary War back a couple hundred years ago, or would it have been this loss to the U.S.?
It would be, just a typical L for them against
average,
us.
Right? Yeah, they always lose.
It's, same old, going back 250 years. The last 250.
Just another day waking up, really.
Yeah, England would go into that match knowing they're a gigantic underdog. U.S. the favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, business as usual.
Yeah.
America 250. Boomtown, USA. All right. Well, congratulations to the United States men's national soccer team. They win their first Gamey Award, Gamey Award, and it's their first nomination. So congratulations to them. We have a new award that we are about to hand out. This is going to the best K-State pub in Dublin, Ireland. By the way, real quick is why I need to talk about this. So the people on Twitter, 20% of the vote. The entire sports department here at the radio station, everybody got 20% of the vote. So I got 20%, you got 20%. The dudes from the Mercury got 20%. If there was a tie, the people are actually the tiebreaker.
Okay. That makes sense.
So
a lot of power.
Because there's a lot that's representing more people, right?
Right.
So the people would be the tiebreaker on who they picked if they were involved in the tie. And then we go to our other tiebreakers. Now, I'm very happy to say that we actually did not have any ties. We did
there you go.
We did not need a tiebreaker. So here we go. 7th Annual Gamey Award, Best K-State Pub in Dublin, Ireland. This is for the Aer Lingus College Football Classic back in last August. Gosh, it's already been over 10 months ago. That's crazy. But the nominees are Buskers, Ryan's Beggar's Bush, and the Old Storehouse. And these are all 3 pubs that I did check out, hung out, but only one can win. And now, the winner, 7th Annual Gamey Award for Best K-State Pub in Dublin, Ireland, goes to, it was one of the few votes that went 5-0-0. Congratulations to the Old Storehouse. Congratulations. The Old Storehouse the win because, at least for me, they were the ones that wanted to host us.
That's why I voted for
They
it.
were like, come on in. I hosted 2 episodes of the game from the Old Storehouse. I hosted a live edition of Power Cat Game Day, which was not easy because we were flipping breakers. We were just trashing their electricity. We were trying to rig up here, rig up there. We ended up in a really small booth. There was 3 of us because Tim couldn't be there. But Mason was there. Zach Nemechek was there. And we were just in this tiny booth at the front door of the Old Store. There's a lot of foot traffic going by. But it was a beautiful day. We got a nice breeze coming in. We were having a couple of Guinness. We were having a good time. The Old Storehouse was a great host. I still think about those guys. I think about the bartenders. They let me come behind the bar and pour my own Guinness.
It's electric. You don't get that everywhere.
I'm like, that's my influence right there for, to treat all the people coming over here. I haven't seen any of them. The World Cup. No.
Did Ireland even make it?
No, they did not. They don't typically, I don't know if they typically make World Cups or not.
Well, it's a pretty small country. Not a ton of people running around in Ireland.
All right, let's get to two more awards before we take our first break. We have another brand new award here. Speaking of international, we have a new award called the International Feature. So, international players are now a pretty big part of K-State basketball recruiting, men's basketball, women's basketball. It's at other sports as well, but it's pretty new, obviously, now to the basketball scene, not only in Manhattan, but around the Big 12 and around the country. So, for the 7th Annual Gamey Awards, here are the nominees for International Feature. They are, from the men's basketball team, Andre Kostic. From the women's basketball team, Nastya Klassens. And also from the K-State women's basketball team, Gina Garcia. And now, the winner of the 7th Annual Gamey Awards for International Feature, it goes to Nastya Klassens. Everybody got a vote. Everybody got a vote this year, but Nastya wins 3-1-1. She did get my vote.
She got my vote as well.
It was tough. Well, to me, it wasn't tough. What was tough deciding out of the ladies that were statistically really close together, who is up for Best Actress in Leading Role, who's going to fit into the International Feature, who's going to get recognized. Nastya Klassens is coming back, so is Gina, so is Andre Kostic, all these international players coming back. Nastya was definitely more of a game changer than the other three, even though Gina, she played a lot of basketball. Andre didn't play as much as he should have. But
Andre will be up for the award next year.
He'll be, think so.
I think he'll be right back up there next. Honestly, this three might just be run it back next year.
All right, let's get in one more award before we take our first break here on the Gamey Awards, the 7th Annual. All right, here we go. So we have the award for Best K-State Men's Basketball Loss. This is a brand new award.
There are plenty to choose from.
Brand new award. But what was the best one?
And hopefully we can retire this one after this year.
Really, it's based on entertainment. Which one was the best one? They're either based on just the overall gameplay, the results after the game. There's a lot of stuff to consider, but to me, there were three that really stood out. So here are the nominees for the 7th Annual Gamey Awards. Best K-State Men's Basketball Loss. You have the loss at TCU, where K-State blows it in the final seconds. PJ Haggerty drills out of bounds.
Lead too.
They lose it with 6 seconds to go.
Wasted a Marcus Johnson masterpiece. 15 points, 5 triples.
The home loss to Cincinnati. That was 91-62. I mean, it was just a blowout. And, of course, Jerome Tang had his post-game just ruthless.
I would have wore paper bags, too.
Disgraceful outburst to his team, to his players. And he got fired for cause for that. And then the other nominee is at Oklahoma State. Boy, that's when Abdi Bashir doing a little bit of reaching against the arms of a three-point shooter in the corner. Oklahoma State makes 3 shots, and then with 2 seconds to go,
what do we got to cook up?
A catch and shoot with 2 seconds to go on the front side of midcourt.
Oh yeah. High quality look.
PJ Haggerty just lets it fly. The most high-arcing shot I think I've ever seen.
Well, he was going to get fouled. I mean, there's no other course for us to take.
Yes, because Oklahoma State was up 2. Yeah. Going to get fouled. And the winner of the 7th Annual Gamey Award for Best K-State Men's Basketball Loss goes to the loss to the Cincinnati Bearcats, 91-62. That was another 3-1-1 vote. Personally, I did not vote for the winner. I voted for TCU.
And I voted for Oklahoma State.
Okay, so I picked out TCU just because of how dumb it got. Like, just stupid plays were being made.
Well, yeah, the last 3 possessions of the game for K-State were all turnovers.
Just dumb.
They weren't good ones either.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
Where every person involved should have known better.
Yes.
Like trying to tightrope the sideline on, you're going to fake left, you're going to go right, get the handoff, and you got 3 feet to, not even 3, you have a yard and a half
if that.
Of room and a white jersey right there in front of you. Like, you think he's going to foul you when the other team is winning? Anyway, it was just so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
rough way to end that one.
All right, let's take our first break here on the 7th Annual Gamey Awards. And when we come back, 4 more awards to announce. That includes Federal Lawsuit of the Year. I was a little turnt. Supporting Actor, Heel Turn of the Year. We have 8 awards still announced here on the 7th Annual Gamey Awards, right here on your home for K-State Sports News Radio, KMAN.
A cancer diagnosis can impact your health in many ways, including your bones. Join the Meadowlark Cancer Program on June 30th at 6 p.m. at Manhattan Public Library for Empower Yourself, Bone Health. This interactive session will offer safe, practical ways to build strength, improve balance, and support bone health during and after cancer treatment. Adults of all ages and all stages of the cancer experience are welcome. Learn more at meadowlark.org and click Community Programs.
For too long, the power to choose our Supreme Court in Kansas has been held by political insiders. You can change that. Amendment 1 is simple. It gives power back to voters. This is the most common system in America. Now, we need it in Kansas. Those fighting this say they don't trust you to decide. We say voters deserve a voice. Vote yes on August 4th. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
The Trust Company is an independent, locally owned wealth management and investment company founded right here in Manhattan in 1992. The motivation that drives your financial goals, your life, is unique to you and your family. You won't find boilerplate, template-driven, off-the-shelf financial services and strategies at the Trust Company, but planned thoughtfully and individually designed, tailored specifically to your hopes and dreams. The Trust Company, locally owned, client-focused. Our only allegiance is to you. Visit thetrustco.com.
When severe weather rolls in, every second counts, and we're here to keep you ahead of the storm. Count on us for the latest alerts, live updates, and real-time tracking to help protect you, your family, and your property. From heavy rain and damaging winds to hail and dangerous storms, we'll guide you through the changing conditions and keep you informed when it matters most. Powered by Candlewood Veterinary Clinic, Manhattan Wrecker, Hummel Tree Service, Tallgrass Windows, and Ozone Roofing.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling home and auto easy. Learn more at progressive.com. At the World Cup, it's all done in Group E. Ecuador, a 2-0 win over Germany. Gonzalo Plata, the game-winning goal in the 77th minute. Ivory Coast defeats Curacao 2-0. A brace by Nicolas Pepe leads the way. So Germany wins Group E with 6 points. Ivory Coast second with 6 points and advancing to the knockout round for the first time in the nation's 4th World Cup appearance. And Ecuador, with that late goal, they finish third with 4 points and will advance to the round of 32. Next games up, the final games of Group F, Japan versus Sweden, Tunisia versus Netherlands, 7 p.m. Eastern. Team USA in action tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern versus Turkey. I'm Phil Constantino, Westwood One Sports.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
O'Reilly.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get one free set of Brake Best Select brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. Or get one free set of Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct professional grade brake pads when you buy 2 matching professional grade brake rotors. Restrictions apply. Get details from the parts professionals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cole Betchendorf with the Game Sports Update, brought to you by Bottle Cap Sports Bar. Former Kansas State guard Nate Johnson quickly found an NBA opportunity after going undrafted Wednesday night, agreeing to an Exhibit 10 contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder. An Exhibit 10 contract is a 1-year, non-guaranteed NBA deal that includes a training camp invitation while allowing a team to retain a player's G League rights if he is waived. Johnson started all 32 games in his lone season at K-State in 2025-26, averaging 12.8 points, 4.9 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2.2 steals per game, while shooting 44.7% from the field and 40.8% from three-point range. K-State football received its 27th commitment last night, landing yet another player from the state of Texas as 3-star defensive end Jalen Price announced his pledge yesterday. The Cedar Hill native, whose teammate Jerron Allen is also in K-State's class of 27, committed to K-State over Baylor, Oklahoma State, and 8 other schools. He's ranked as the 101st best player from Texas by Rivals. And the Royals lost both last night and earlier this afternoon to the Tampa Bay Rays, splitting the series 2-2. They'll be back in action tomorrow in an AL Central battle with the Chicago White Sox. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 6 on News Radio KMAN.
The 7th Annual Gamey Awards continues here on News Radio KMAN. We are 4 awards down. We got 8 to go. From the 817, wanted to know if we were talking about the game that the Johnson family went to. Did they take the Edwards family as well? So I'm guessing this is in reference
to the Dublin pub.
To the Dublin game.
Guess.
Well, I mean, I know the Johnson family was there because they went viral for, dad and brother were fighting after the game, which I was trying to find a category or find something to recognize that. I just couldn't find, my ideas for that award. I just couldn't find other nominees that made sense, So it would have been too much of a stretch. I don't know. Maybe we'll put that into the Gameys Hall of Fame or something at some point. Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes.
And we quickly forgot about it because, the team had their own issues.
They just sucked, basically.
All right, well, we continue on with our Gamey Awards. We got 8 to go. We're going to do 4 here right now. We have a brand new award starting this year, and we don't know if we'll ever have it again. But our brand new award for the Gamey Awards this year is going to be Federal Lawsuit of the Year. Boy, have we had an interesting year of federal lawsuits.
There's been plenty to go around.
Well, your nominees are the House versus the NCAA, which, of course, went into effect for this past school year. The Big 12 versus Texas Tech over the Brennan Sorsby gambling stuff. The Tech was trying to play him, and they got the injunction, and the Big 12 says, we'll take you to court so we can enforce our bylaws, and you're going to be in real trouble. The Big 12 representing college football, getting the dub there. And then, we'll also have Cincinnati versus Brendan Sorsby. Brendan apparently owing a little bit of exit money, and he didn't pay Cincinnati. There are rumors that because of that Cincinnati whistle blew on Brendan Sorsby, kind of tattled on him. Well, first of all, there's still allegations that Cincinnati knew about this. But I will say there's no evidence of that actually happening.
In Cincinnati, which, not crazy to think that this was happened, but they have denied that at every turn, that they were in knowledge that he was betting the entire time.
No, there are signs that it's something much bigger that busted this open, got people's attention, and things like that. All right, we're ready to go?
I think so.
And now, the winner of the 7th Annual Gamey Award for Federal Lawsuit of the Year goes to... It was a 5-0 sweep. Big 12 versus Texas Tech. Oh, if it wasn't for this lawsuit, this category probably doesn't exist. An easy win for Brett Yormark in the Big 12 in multiple aspects. Maybe the biggest win in Brett Yormark's career. It's winning this Gamey Award, and then a 1B is the actual lawsuit itself. But winning the Gamey is obviously a bigger deal.
And Texas Tech starts the season down 0-1 in a couple of different ways. So it's fantastic, and I was much deserved for this to win this Gamey.
All right, we got a fan favorite now to award here. This is an award that returns. It's personally one of my favorites because of what it's called. And it's called I Was a Little Turnt Moment of the Year. Of course, that's an old quote from none other than DJ Giddens after the 2023 KU game. And, the Cats figure out a way to continue on the streak, get out of Lawrence, and get the dub. DJ Giddens says the locker room was a little turnt. Even he got a little turnt. Then I had the follow-up question, what does it look like DJ Giddens getting turnt? And he said, I smiled a little bit.
It's so
Which
good.
Everybody always looks past that part. I was
It's
like,
so good.
No, my follow-up question, man, I thought that was some of my best work, and I don't, anyway. All right, the nominees for I Was a Little Turnt Moment of the Year. We got 3 really good ones here. K-State Indoor Track and Field Indoor Track and Field on the men's side ranked number 1 in the country. Nominee number 2, Tess Heel scores 21 points in the 4th quarter alone, including 10 free throws, to lead K-State to a comeback win at Houston. And nominee number 3, Joe Jackson, with 293 rushing yards against Utah on the road for a new K-State single-game record. And now, the winner. The Gamey Award for I Was a Little Turnt Moment of the Year goes to Joe Jackson, 293 rushing yards against the Utah Utes. This is Joe Jackson's first nomination and first award win. This was a 3-1-1 vote. What'd you end up voting for?
I believe I put the track and field getting to number 1 because with Joe Jackson's obviously fantastic all-time historic showing was just a devastating loss attached to it. And that's why I didn't vote for this one, even though it was probably the coolest moment of the year.
I did take Joe Jackson. That was just my tip of the cap there to Joe in that work. And, apparently calling Connor Riley and finding out what to do about this offensive line and get this running game going. I don't know if that actually happened or not, but that was always a joke. But
that's even what Coach Kleiman said. Yeah, he said this is what we told him. Hey, we're going to run this all game long, and Wells finally put together a really solid offensive game plan.
It's a tip of the cap for me because it bested the previous record by a yard, which was by Darren Sproles in 2004 against the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette, which I was at that game. That was also a bad year for K-State. That was worse of a year, actually, in 2004 for K-State, but that was actually pretty incredible to watch. Like, neither defense could get a stop. It was a high-scoring shootout that K-State should have won. I still get my undies in a bunch when I've rewatched the highlights.
Refereeing?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Some of these calls, the PA and especially the hold downfield on Lincoln Cure.
Terrible.
The guy is just blowing him up down the field. That is a routine play. The defender was making no effort to try to make a play. None. Lincoln did his job. I remember having Curry Sexton on about that too, and he was
fired up.
Flabbergasted. How is that a penalty? Yes, the referee work was pretty rough in that game. I think we have 2 more to do here in this segment. Oh, here we go. Best supporting actor. It's a big one here. We got some heavy hitters here up for this award. So the award for Best Supporting Actor, here are your nominees. Chris Kleiman. He's up for the award with him retiring, and he recommends the hiring of Colin Klein. Tang's Mouth is up for this award for his post-game comments after the loss to Cincinnati, and he was then fired for cause a game later. Or, and I think this is the first time any K-State fans have been up for a Gamey Award, the fans that wore paper bags over their heads. They were still in support. They just didn't want their faces seen. Even Tang understood.
He said he would have hopped in there with them.
And now, the winner for Best Supporting Actor, 7th Annual Gamey Awards, KMAN, it goes to Chris Kleiman, retires and recommends Colin Klein. So this is not Chris Kleiman's first win. He has won Best Director before. Not, of course, not his first nomination, but once again, another trophy in the old case there for Chris Kleiman. As under the tag head coach, this is going to be his last one.
And you got to think this is going to go right up there with national championships at North Dakota State,
sure.
Big 12 championship at K-State. I mean, right up alongside those.
Coach, if you would rather have a ring than a trophy, we could work that out.
Yeah, I'm sure we can talk to people.
Let's do one more award, and then we will take a break and look at our last awards of the night.
The major awards.
Yeah, we got the big four coming up here in just a moment, but before we get there, how about one more returning award here to hand out? We're looking for the winner of Heel Turn of the Year. Now, if you don't know what heel turn means, that is a pro wrestling term. That is pro wrestling lingo for somebody that goes from good guy to bad guy.
Which I learned last year thanks to John Cena.
That was a great heel turn. All right, so here are your nominees for Heel Turn of the Year. The Texas Tech Red Raiders, and I just want everybody to know that's Cody Campbell, that's Brendan Sorsby, that's the fans, that's everybody. That we're going to let Sorsby play and thought the world was coming after them because people thought he shouldn't play. Shocker. Dylan Edwards, the injury in Dublin, quits on the team, transfers to KU. And then finally, your last nominee for Heel Turn of the Year, Lane Kiffin, who's now the head coach at LSU, but he left Ole Miss before the start of the college football playoff. And now, the winner for Heel Turn of the Year goes to Dylan Edwards. Is this a surprise win for Dylan Edwards?
I mean, that was my vote. That was who got my vote.
Because I think bigger heel college football,
definitely,
easily Texas Tech.
Right.
For us at home, K-State fans, people already dislike Dylan Edwards. For some, I mean, he was already a heel.
Since day one.
This, for a lot of us, this is his second heel turn.
Yeah.
Because he went from babyface to heel, back to babyface, he's a cat, then back to heel. But he's the only nominee that you can argue did a legit, like a literal heel turn.
This is true.
When he kicked that bench.
Which
and
is
when you
huge part of this.
When you kick the bench, typically, there could be something weird that happens to your heel, and maybe it was a heel injury for Dylan. I don't know exactly what the injury was.
Little double entendre.
But I've heard from plenty of sources at this point that it was definitely a kick of the bench. And he plays basically one full game
against UCF.
Great against UCF. Tries to go against Baylor. It was a rough day. He wasn't feeling it. He quits on the team. So, yes, justified absolutely. Texas Tech could have easily won, but Texas Tech only got one vote. Dylan Edwards got 4.
Well, not only that, also
80%.
Then transfers to KU. So that was another layer there too.
Honestly, that feels like the least of it.
I think for me, that's just the cherry on top. Like the cake was made, sure, it was all frosted up, and then you just threw a little cherry on there too.
All right, that's our last award. We got to take it. Well, for now, we got to take a break. We get to the big four when we come back. Best Actor, Best Actress in a Leading Role, Best Motion Picture, and Best Director. It's all coming up here in the 7th Annual Gamey Awards. You're listening to the home of KSA Sports News Radio, KMAN.
Can you help me access my work computer now that I'm working from home?
We can do that.
Is it possible for you to troubleshoot my computer without me coming into your store?
We can do that.
I'm getting messages that my password's been compromised by hackers.
We can.
And that I have malware installed.
We can.
I don't even go to the mall.
We can do all of that.
Fox Business Systems business level support. We can do that.
Call 776-1452 or stop by 531 Fort Riley Boulevard. WeBuildSolutions.com.
You don't have to leave town to find the care your family needs. Ascension Via Christi offers more than you might expect. With nationally recognized maternity care, advanced robotic-assisted surgery, urgent care, and a 24/7 ER, there's a team ready to care for you. Right here in Manhattan. Find care near you at ascension.org/ManhattanKS.
K-State fans, are you ready for the return of the Cats?
For the first time ever, a 12th seed will be in the semifinals.
8 Wildcats featuring 4 starters from last season's team are back, and we have unfinished business.
Cinderella is still dancing at the
Cheer on the women's basketball team at every game in Bramlage by getting your 2026 season tickets at kstatesports.com or calling 1-800-221-CATS. Go Cats!
This is Vern Henricks, and I'd like to invite you to join Dave Lewis and me every Monday morning at our new time, 9 a.m. here on News Radio KMAN. For the GMCF Community Hour, we enjoy celebrating the time, talents, and treasures of our community leaders and nonprofits each week. We will share GMCF updates, learn from community nonprofits, and provide you with upcoming community charitable events. For more information, call us at 587-8995 or visit our website at mcfks.org.
GMCF, helping you make a difference.
With Chris Canty.
And I get the up and down drama at Kansas with Bill Self and Willie won't he play and coach's decision versus player decision, questions about the people that are around him. What is undeniable, what is unquestionable is his talent. This dude is the best shot maker in this class. The creativity that he has, the ability to pass, dribble, shoot, defend, it's elite level. Like, I know people don't want to go to the place of evoking the late, great Kobe Bryant, but it's going that way in terms of the talent, the style of play upon entry into the NBA. And so, yeah, I love Darren Peterson pairing him with Keontae George out there in Utah. They did a little bit of pre-agency trading for Jaren Jackson Jr. at the trade deadline during last season. You got Lauri Markkanen. We'll see what happens with Walker Kessler, but I like what the Utah Jazz are putting together. It's going to go up from here in terms of the talent base that's on that roster right now.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code BALANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code BALANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code BALANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
News Radio, KMAN, weather.
Right now in Manhattan, overcast sky, 75 degrees, a slight breeze out of the northeast at just around 5 miles an hour. Still showers and thunderstorms possible over the course of the rest of the evening. Then overnight, 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms. Some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall. Overnight low of 64. 10% chance of showers carrying over into tomorrow morning, mainly before 7 a.m. After that, a high near 79. Partly sunny with a high near 87 on Saturday.
right, for the final time, welcome back to the 7th Annual Gamey Awards here on News Radio KMAN. Mitch Fortner, Cole Dutchendorf, 4 more awards to announce. If you missed any of the awards, make sure to check out our podcast. Just search for The Game on 1350 KMAN, wherever you listen to your podcast. Plus, you can watch us on YouTube. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just search for News Radio KMAN on YouTube. All right, here we go. We have 4 more awards to hand out, as we call them, the Big Four. Our first of the Big Four we are going to announce is Best Motion Picture. So this is best game or series of games and how awesome they were. All right, so here are your nominees for Best Motion Picture. K-State Volleyball, winning in Allen Fieldhouse. K-State Football the next day, your second nominee here, is K-State Football winning its 17th straight over the KU Jayhawks, 42-17. And your final nominee for Best Motion Picture is the K-State women's basketball run in the Big 12 tournament. And now, the winner of the 7th Annual Gamey Award for Best Motion Picture goes to K-State Football. 17 straight wins over the KU Jayhawks. All right, so this was a 3-2 win. I did not vote for this. I voted for K-State women's basketball, that I thought overall entertaining. Those 3 straight games was an incredible, thrilling watch. Doubted them going in, just like some of us, including myself, had my doubts about K-State going into that game in Lawrence last year to win 17 straight. That was a great moment to kick their butt. But if we're talking motion picture, we're talking best story, best watch. My vote went to the women's basketball team, but didn't win. It was 3-2, including the people taking the K-State win over KU.
I think, yes, the win against KU, obviously that always means a lot, but also just the way it happened. Like, it was none of the drama of the last 2 years. This game was in hand basically by the second quarter. You went to their house and you blew them out. It felt really good for all 4 quarters. Basically, after they got past the opening kickoff fumble and score for KU.
All right, let's get to another big award here. This is Best Actor. Best Actor in a Leading Role. And here are your nominees. From K-State Football, lineman Sam Hecht. From the K-State men's basketball team, P.J. Haggerty. From the K-State baseball team, D. Kennedy. And from the K-State indoor and outdoor track and field team, Ta Chikamba. And now, the winner. For Best Actor in a Leading Role goes to Ta Chikamba from K-State Track and Field. All right, so for some, I'm guessing this is a surprise, but when it comes to down to the votes here, it wasn't a shutout, but it was a 4-1 vote. D. Kennedy did receive a vote, but Ta Chikamba walks away with Male Athlete of the Year. And look, for me, this is really close. This was a pretty tough debate because D. Kennedy had one of the best seasons offensively in K-State baseball history. For me, though, here was the difference. Ta Chikamba did win the NCAA championship, Big 12 championship in the long jump, the 7th best long jump in the history of the sport, and he was the National Field Athlete of the Year.
And the best college jump of all time as well.
The best college jump of all time.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that is really hard to top. Like, is that the Heisman Trophy of field events and track at the college level? Like, and Todd Chikamba won that.
Yeah.
But D definitely deserved the award as well.
I did vote for D. I was so split between him and Todd just because of the individual dominance that D also had this year on the diamond for K-State.
But if you want to talk about the top 2 male athletes at K-State this year, I think they're definitely 1-2.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Sam Hecht would be a 3. I mean, there's debate. PJ Haggerty's not 4. Empty points, not leading to wins, things like. I mean, there's reasons he didn't get all Big 12. So, yeah, I'm very happy for Todd Chikamba. Definitely deserved it.
100%.
But now we move on to Best Actress in a Leading Role. This is Best Female Athlete. And here are your nominees. From K-State Volleyball, Shaylee Myers. From K-State Women's Basketball, Tess Heel. Also from K-State Women's Basketball, Taryn Sides. And from K-State Women's Track and Field, Daniela Wamapigo. And now, the winner. For the 7th Annual Gamey Awards, Best Actress in a Leading Role goes to Shaylee Myers, K-State Volleyball. All right, so this is another one of those votes. I thought this would be closer. And I was thinking Daniela might get a vote here because she did win a national championship in the triple jump. Was not as decorated as Todd Chikamba. Shaylee Myers was an All-American. She was first team All-Big 12. She was drafted to play pro volleyball. And, of course, K-State Volleyball had one of the best seasons of any sport at K-State this year. They made it back to the NCAA tournament, got to the round of 32, led by Shaylee Meyer, who has broken a lot of records. She is an incredible player. She really rose the last couple of years. So congratulations to Shaylee Meyer. She is our Best Actress in a Leading Role. But we got one more award to go here. This is for Best Director, a.k.a. Best Coach for K-State this year. Here are your nominees. From K-State Volleyball, Jason Mansfield. From K-State Football, Chris Kleiman. From K-State Track and Field, Travis Geffert. And from K-State Women's Basketball, Jeff Mitty. And now, the winner. For Best Director, 7th Annual Gamey Awards goes to... Congratulations, Travis Geffert. You are a Gamey Award winner for the first time. The vote on Best Director was 5-0. I thought that was going to be an easy win for Coach Geffert. What a year for K-State Track and Field. Number 1 men's indoor, finished number 4th place at the national event. Should have won the Big 12 championship. They got screwed out of that. That was clearly a monster year for K-State Track and Field. I knew no doubt about it that Travis Geffert had the best year among any coach here at K-State for 25-26. What the biggest debate was is who would be all the 4, because I felt like Kleiman, Mitty, and Pete Hughes were kind of in a tie. Right around 500, 11-12 Big 12. Mitty gets there because of the Big 12 championship, Big 12 tournament run. Kleiman got there because they beat KU. That was honestly the difference.
And if you think about football and baseball, pretty similar in terms of a lot of injuries on both squads. Not that injuries were the
totally
reason
fair.
K-State weren't great in the beginning of the season for football, but down the stretch for K-State baseball, a ton of injuries. Down the stretch for K-State football, a ton of injuries. Both coaches managing that pretty well over the course of the season.
And that is the 7th Annual Gamey Awards. We have a little time for Ask Us Anything before we wrap this up here.
We do, and I'm actually going to stick with athletics as the question for today as I'm pulling up the YouTube version of Let's Groove Tonight since we don't have it on the board anymore. Who do you think, outside of Bill Snyder, we're going to continue some coach talk for K-State history, who is the best coach in the history of K-State athletics outside of Bill, and assuming he is your number one pick of all time?
Jesus. I mean, there's so many arguments for so many people. If you want to talk Final Fours, Tex Winter, I think Jack Hartman won a bunch of championships. I don't know if I'm the best to answer this question, because obviously Bill is...
What about in your lifetime?
Oh, in my lifetime, who's the second best?
Is it Chris Kleiman?
Well, I got to think about this. I mean, it's hard to compare sports. I mean, in my lifetime, if you were to ask anybody, it's probably Frank Martin.
Okay.
But he didn't win the Big 12. He did get to an Elite 8. Bruce won 2 Big 12 championships and got to an Elite 8.
Bruce probably has an argument for it.
I mean,
obviously the end of the tenure maybe sours it a little bit, but
there's no doubt for football, Chris Kleiman would be second to Bill. There's no question.
You wouldn't put Ron Prince over Chris Kleiman?
Trying to get us canceled?
For the
trying to tank the ratings.
For the audio-only listeners, that was a joke. If the sarcasm didn't go through over the airwaves.
Hey, last Nielsen ratings were number 1. I'd like to stay there, please. Yeah. Susie's the best volleyball coach for now. She was also here a long time. Deb Patterson. That's such a hard debate.
And like you said, tough to go from sport to sport with what an individual coach is doing.
That's a whole segment, right? That's a whole half hour, hour, to debate that. Frank is the most popular outside of Coach Snyder. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. Coming up on tomorrow's show, hopefully we get another World Cup response from Scott Wildcat. About to retire, Manhattan Athletics Director Mike Marsh going to come in studio. We're going to go behind the scenes of where high school sports are at these days, including with Manhattan. They got that new Adidas deal. That's coming up tomorrow on The Game. Go Cats.
Manhattan Broadcasting is keeping it local. Dollars spent locally today help build a better community for tomorrow.
WTC Fiber Internet is on its way to all of Manhattan. Sign your home or business up today at WTCKS.com. No contracts,